What's up, guys? This is Matt with Warrior Combat Academy, and in this video we're going to be doing a little voiceover on my first ever sanctioned MMA fight. I believe this took place somewhere around July 21st in 2013, so a little while ago, but this was my first ever sanctioned bout. I had just turned 17 a week before this event, and the only way I was able to fight is there was this loophole where a parent could sign permission and their kid could fight. So I got my mom to sign for me. Other than that, you had to be 18 in order to fight. And I think nowadays, since the new sanctioning has come through, you do have to be 18 years old in order to fight as an amateur, let alone a professional. Leading up to this fight, I had been training with my best friend Brandon and my brother Landon in my Momma's garage. My Momma is my great-grandma. So at her age, she didn't really need to be driving anymore, so she didn't have a car in the garage. And as we were kind of starting to put holes in the wall down in the basement, we decided that maybe moving over to the garage and setting up some bags and things over there would be a better idea. So we set up a decent little training spot there. We didn't have any mats, but we had some old carpet, and we had 2 layers of carpet and then concrete. So a lot of the training we were doing, we were getting rug burn, we were getting bruised from getting slammed through the carpet padding, but well, it wasn't even carpet padding, it was just carpet. But we made it work. So other than the training in the garage, I had quite a bit of wrestling experience. I wrestled throughout middle school all the way up into high school. I was a 3-time state placing medalist, as well as, I think it was 2013. It might have been this year, might have been 2013 or 2014. I was a 125-pound state runner-up as well. So those are some pretty cool accolades, but obviously it doesn't directly translate over to fighting. In this fight, I was making my first sanctioned debut, and I was going against this guy coming out right now, Richard Clay, who was 1-1, I believe. He had won one fight and lost the other. So he had more direct cage experience, but I figured since I had wrestled so much and wrestling down at the Palace of Auburn Hills where States is, one of the years I think they said there was 15,000 people watching, so I was no stranger to competing in front of people by this time, but straight cage experience does make a difference. Fighting somebody one-on-one inside a cage that everybody's paying attention to is a different experience. So whether you win or lose, having fights inside the cage is a big advantage. I had quite a few people doubting me leading up to this fight, saying I wouldn't be able to pull it off training out of a garage, but there really was no place to train. And actually, the only way I was able to get on this card is the promoter, a particular individual, was running MMA classes, quote-unquote, out of a space that local gym Sung Ni had available. It wasn't Kevin. Kevin, obviously, he owns or manages or whatever the Sung Ni here in town, but this particular individual ran classes there, and I had to come out under the Sung Ni MMA banner in order to get on this card because he wanted to take credit for me. But I'll quit talking now. Let me pause the video real quick and put the sound on so you guys can hear kind of what's going on. But here we go. But yeah, so in order to fight, I had to come out under that banner. Man, I look so young. So young. Good low kick. 1-2. And that was it. So the low kick I threw backed him up to the cage, and I'm just going to turn the volume down a little bit. So the low kick I threw backed him up to the cage, the 1-2 landed, but this right hand right there, That's the one that really put him away. The ground and pound just made sure he didn't get back up. So 1, 2, and then this right hand right here. That's the one that really put him away finally. But so yeah, my first ever sanctioned bout. I believe I broke the record for fastest knockout at 7 seconds. So that was awesome to put to rest all the doubters. Not too bad for a debut. Mama's boy. So yeah, in order for my mom to sign the paperwork, she said that I had to come out under the Mama's boy nickname, so I did, and it's kind of stuck. And yeah, there's David saying, so apparently it was a record for this organization. I won't make us suffer through my terrible post-fight interview, but so yeah, I was able to come out with the W, get a 7-second knockout, and that really set up the night for us. Brandon was also fighting on this card. I'm going to do a voiceover on his first fight as well. But spoiler alert, we both had pretty successful night for our club. We called ourselves the Boardman Combat Club at this point in time, and I'll do another voiceover on one of our first ever training videos. It is super, super cheesy, but as you can tell, I was young. You can see it on my face and body right here. I wasn't developed fully as an adult yet, but was still there enough and athletic enough and driven enough to compete and obviously at least get the W in this fight. So hopefully you guys enjoyed. Hopefully you guys learned a little bit about where I came from, how I started fighting, and if you guys like it, then I can do voiceovers on some of the later fights and even some of my professional fights, including my professional championship fight, just to give you guys a little bit of an idea on where I was during that point in time, where if we were still training in the garage or if we actually had a gym yet, or things that just might give you a little bit of insight into the history of WCA and myself. So again, yeah, I'm thankful for everything I've been blessed with. I thank you guys for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed, and see you next time.